Ever wanted a speaker that packs a punch but won't break your back or your wallet? Well, today I'm diving into the PreSonus Air 10 powered PA speaker. And trust me, this little beast just might surprise you. Stick around because we're going to go beyond the specs, and I'll even throw in a sound test that'll make your ears do the happy dance. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? Chris here from the Sonic Spectrum. Quick shout out to my buddy John who lent me this PreSonus Air 10 powered PA speaker. Thanks, John. You're the real MVP. So I've been giving this a spin in my studio basement down here, and I just want to talk about everything from how it looks, how it feels, how it sounds, all the way to the price, both in US and Canadian dollars. Because I know some of you like to keep it real within the conversion. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the Air 10, let's talk a bit about the PreSonus as a brand. If you haven't heard of them, PreSonus is kind of a big deal in the music and audio world. They've been around since the mid-90s and have built solid reputation on making quality audio gear that's both reliable and affordable. Great mix, right? They're best known for their audio interfaces and mixing consoles, but in recent years, they've seriously stepped up their speaker game with their Air series, aiming to give musicians and producers powerful sound with smart tech built right in. So when you see PreSonus on a speaker, you can expect solid build quality and professional grade features that work well whether you're on a stage or in a studio or streaming live. Basically, it's a brand that musicians trust. And that's why I was excited to try out the Air 10. First off, the exterior. This speaker is sleek. It's got that modern, no-nonsense look with a black finish and that classic PreSonus badge on the front. Not flashy, but classy enough to sit in your studio or on stage setup without looking out of place. Size-wise, the Air 10 is pretty compact. Say about the size of a carrying suitcase. Well, maybe a little smaller than a suitcase, but you get the idea. It's designed to be portable. And about the weight, well, it clocks in around 28 pounds, so you can definitely carry it by yourself. And it's not the featherweight champion of the world, but perfect for gigging musicians who just want power without needing a forklift. Now let's talk dollars, because I know some of you will ask. In the US, the PreSonus Air 10 goes for roughly $370 give or take, depending on where you buy it. In Canada, you're looking at roughly $529. This is on the border of the budget PA category. For a powered speaker with these features I'm going to talk about, it's pretty competitive for sure. I would say this would compete with the Yamaha DBR10, but in my online research and reviews, many have compared this to a higher bracket such as the Yamaha DXRs, some JBL, and even some QSC K series, for example. But keep in mind that sound is very subjective from person to person. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. The Air 10 is a two-way powered speaker rocking a 10-inch woofer with a 1-inch titanium compression driver. For those crisp highs, 66 Hz to 20 kHz frequency response, the amp delivers 1000 watts peak but 500 watt program, which means you're going to get loud, clear sound without distortion, even at higher volumes. And the DSP features include an LCD screen with EQ and multiple presets, which I'll show in a bit. You know I love talking SPL. This bad boy is up to 121 dB peak SPL. That's loud enough for a pair of these to fill a small, medium venue, outdoor gig. So whether you're DJing, playing live, or just blasting tunes at a party, it's got you covered. Plus, it has the PreSonus proprietary DSP processing, so you get built-in speaker optimization, feedback suppression, and room tuning, making your setup even simpler. And your sound? Cleaner. It's even got combo XLRs, so it's versatile for microphones and instruments or line level gear. And speaking of connections, let's take a closer look at the back panel of the Air 10. So now we're going to do a back panel review. Here we go. Starting at the bottom, we have obviously our plug. We have a rocker switch, which is nice to see a rocker switch actually. Feels good. Flipper on. The screen will do its boot up with the logo. Okay, working our way up, we have a heat sink style, no fan, very quiet back here. I also want to mention I do appreciate the push eject for the XLR cables just to keep them secure so they don't come out accidentally. I like that. So we have our screen up here. I'll get to in a second. We have mic line 1, mic line 2. We have our mix out to another speaker, an auxiliary pin for, say, a laptop or a tablet or phone. Okay, we're at the screen here. Let's show you what's going on in here. So you see the levels. It's similar push style like Electro Voice does with their Everse, for example. So we push in, we have mode, select, DJ, front of house, enhance, monitor, speech. Okay, I had it on front of house. Location, stand, suspension. You can suspend this if you'd like in a fixed installation or on a bracket. Back to stand. Treble, we're at flat, 0 dB. Minus, we're going down. Plus, we're going up, as you know. Select, down, bass, flat, same thing. -5, plus 10. So it goes -10 all the way to plus 10. And LED, you can select if the LED on the front is on or off. And you can even select the brightness of the screen. So depending if you're playing indoors or outdoors, this might come in handy. And the contrast of the screen too. Okay. Perfect. So really simple, but it's got enough here to feel like you can adjust what you need to adjust. And then save changes, yes. And I do feel it's worth noting that we have a master volume and we also have independent volume for each of the channels. All right, enough talk. Time for the moment you've been waiting for, the sound test. Here we go. So I've plugged in an Shure SM58 directly into the Air 10. As you can see here, treble is flat. Bass has been rolled back a bit because I have a bassy voice, as you can hear. So yeah, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. I mean, we always say testing 1, 2, don't we? What do you say? Drop a comment below. What do you say? Testing 1, 2? Woo, not bad, right? The bass hits clean without muddiness and the highs are sharp without being harsh. For a speaker in this size and price range, the PreSonus really nailed the balance of portability and power. If you're a gigging musician or even at home studio guy who needs a reliable sound that travels well, the Air 10 should definitely be on your radar. Again, big thanks to John for letting me borrow this one. And one of the things about the Air series that I like is the clean, natural, airy sound. That's it for today's review. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more gear reviews and gear chat. Drop your comments below. I want to hear from you. What did you think of the speaker? Would you consider the Air 10? Have you used one before? I'd love to hear feedback from my peeps. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Until next time, I'm Chris from the Sonic Spectrum.